So just on a quick tip, the Timberwolves love starting two centers. So any miscommunications on the screens, it's going to result in a lot of mismatches as we're already playing a lot smaller. Take a look at Brunson and Gobert right here on the help. So that's easy money right there. And the Timberwolves pretty much in this game, they dominated in the paint. Now to start off this season, the Knicks and T-Wolves almost mirror each other. But the Knicks at times, they have players who play bigger than who they are. Guys such as Josh Hart right here. But the T-Wolves, even their bench unit is a lot larger than the Knicks. Pretty much, I believe Mike Conley is their only true guard. I believe maybe under 6 feet or just 6 feet flat. But pretty much most of their guys like Shake Milton are 6'5". Alexander Walker 6'5". I mean, even the Sloth man right here, aka Kyle Anderson, is 6'9". And you got Naz Reid right here at the same height. And just look at him just take advantage of Josh Hart, 6'4". The only guard for guard matchup is right here. But you got the 6'5" Milton on quickly. But Milton is a bigger player. He could play forward too. He could play small forward. But that was just too easy on Josh Hart. At times, the Knicks this season, we're just too small at times. And I'm praying, hoping that the Knicks do something with Evan Fournier's contract and get an actual forward. Because teams like this is a matchup nightmare for us. Okay, so at this point right here, we're almost at halftime. And this is why sometimes I question if Tibbs' offense is running on some sort of robotic formula. Because this screen right here by Mitchell Robinson, while the T-Wolves play two centers, Towns and Gobert, why is he running a screen? There's no advantage for Julius Randle. Look, off this screen, what is the advantage right here? He's going one-on-one with an all-NBA defender right here. There's no advantage. As you're going to see it play out. There's not even an advantage for Mitch. You back on the center. There's no advantage for Julius Randle right here. And he takes a really tough shot. See, in plays like this, the Knicks always have Mitch screening up top. If Mitch is going to throw a screen, even if Mitch is going to do it himself, it should be way up here. First of all, it should be way up here. And second of all, they should have another player like Brunson, Grimes, or RJ throw a screen. So they could potentially, so Julius could get a potential mismatch with one of these guys. Particularly, maybe Brunson should have threw this screen. Julius could have one-on-one with Conley. And then Brunson could have had a possible one-on-one out here with Gobert or the slower-footed Towns. But this right here is not going to lead to any advantage. I don't know if this is just something the Knicks are just used to doing, but they're playing with two centers, man. Come on. There's no fucking advantage. No advantage right here. No advantage from Mitch and no advantage from Randle. So this is why sometimes we wonder if Tibbs' offense is just running on fucking 1950s robotics. Now right here, Mitchell Robinson shouldn't be the only one throwing screens because there would be no advantage. And also, Alexander right here, man, he's really good at just going under these screens. Same thing for Jalen McDaniels. This team actually prides itself on that. That's why they're one of the best defending teams in the league right now. But he actually plays it right. And then RJ goes for the air ball, of course. But now spacing right here was initially poor. Let me take a look at this again. Nothing happening right there. But it would be nice to see somebody else throw a screen. Now look at Grimes. He has Conley on him. Throw a possible screen right here, or maybe Brunson throws screen after throwing his pass. Throw a screen for Grimes. You know, make something else happen. Someone else throw a screen besides Mitchell Robinson all the time because he has an all-NBA defender with him. So it's not going to really lead to, you know, a real mismatch unless it's way out here. If Mitch is going to come screen for Brunson, do it out here to bring them out. So in case they make the pass, Brunson, RJ, they could all attack the hoop without having Gobert right down there to block the shots. So Mitchell Robinson is very vital to the Knicks offense as he's pretty much the heart and soul of it, just giving us second chance opportunity after opportunity, especially in games like this when we're not shooting well. We finished the game shooting about 24% from three, but him just grabbing 7 boards, even though he was battling down low with Rudy Gobert, it didn't matter. He was still a pest throughout this whole game. And just emphasizing the importance of Mitch. It's just not just the offensive rebounding, it's what comes along with it. The fact that the Knicks 3-point shooters, that's probably going to be the most wide open that they're going to be once he grabs that board and he quickly finds the next man open. But we're going to take a look at a few of these second chance opportunities. Mitch right here giving us another possession. Look at Gobert holding Mitch. He's going to get a call on that. And this is just another possession Mitch gave us outside of the 7 rebounds. So you're seeing the importance of Mitch right there. So with Rudy Gobert resting, the Knicks, this is prime time for them to come back or just take a huge lead. As we see Mitchell Robinson here matched up with Naz Reid in the interior, as Julius Randle is going to find quickly wide open. Look at Mitch fighting for the boards. But look at, once Mitch comes down with that rebound, that is the best time for the Knicks 3-point shooters to be wide open. Mitch should have a ton of assists this season, but he should be looking for the shooters right away. Yeah, so we struggled to make our 3-point shots, but as you can see, we're getting wide open looks. Once again, look how wide open DiVincenzo is. The Knicks have their best opportunities to make threes once Mitch gets that offensive rebound. There's always a guy open. Now look at Brunson. I'm telling you, there's always someone open. Once Mitch comes down with that rebound, he might as well just dish it right back out immediately. Sort of play taps with that. Now I know right here, Mitch just crossed the shit out of Gobert, leaving him in the dust. But right here, let's just say if Mitch was like a threat from 3-point range. You see right here, the T-Wolves now are vulnerable. Right here is wide open. Guys' shots is not going to be as altered. So I'm just wondering if the Knicks had like a stretch big just to pull Gobert out. But with him right here, now Brunson could easily attack the paint, have a better opportunity to finish. Same thing for Randle, and same thing for RJ. But when he's down there, man, like Gobert really causes issues. And it seems like from last year to this year, he has gotten more accustomed to being on the Timberwolves, and he seems more comfortable, as he looks like he's pretty much returned back to his all-NBA defensive self. And is a big reason why the Timberwolves are one of the top teams in the Western Conference to start off the season. Quentin Grimes right here has an open shot. It was wide open. Yeah, his man Edwards had 23 points, almost 50% shooting. It's only so much good defense could do in this era. Just between him and RJ tonight, it's been a struggle. And when you have multiple guys off their bench getting double figures, and you got starters out there not only shooting bad percentages and just getting no points, yeah, you can't have them in there any more than 20 minutes a game, if at that. Now this season from Quentin Grimes, we want to see more off-ball movement and more of him putting the ball on the ground and making things happen, as things tend to open up for Quentin Grimes, as other guys are going to make their cuts, get open in the lane, and also he could draw some contact and go to the free throw line. As you can see, when Grimes puts the ball on the floor, more things happen for him. He doesn't have to just settle from here and here all the time. Look at Quentin Grimes right here. I'm telling you, there's something about him when he puts the ball on the floor. He makes shit happen. See, usually that's a good closeout by Kyle Lowry, but look at Mitch. Mitch been open for the alley-oop. But tell me, man, something about Grimes, man. If he puts the ball on the ground, guys tend to start crashing in and shit starts to happen. So right here, 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Grimes was wide open. Could have pump faked it too. Put the ball on the floor. Perhaps Brunson could have went back here. Moved off ball. Who knows? Sometimes Grimes doesn't have to rush it. By the time he missed, it was still 7 seconds left on the clock. Quentin Grimes right here has an open shot. It was wide open. Yeah, his man Edwards had 23 points, almost 50% shooting. It's only so much good defense could do in this era. Just between him and RJ tonight, it's been a struggle. And when you have multiple guys off their bench getting double figures, and you got starters out there not only shooting bad percentages and just getting no points, yeah, you can't have them in there any more than 20 minutes a game, if at that. Now, I understand the Knicks were at the end of a 5-game road trip, but this T-Wolves bench unit is in sync right here. I mean, they're going to throw 2 screens, a screen on the screener, and Shake Milton is going to go around and try to become a 3-point threat, which quickly is going to try to draw back and try to cover him. And at the same time, Mike Conley is going to go down here and just have an open lane to go downhill. Meanwhile, everyone's going to kind of get confused as Rudy Gobert is going to try to go down the middle. Pay attention to Gobert right here after the screen. He's going to go straight down and be left wide open. The play kind of ended up sloppy, but let's take a look at it again, because they almost didn't get this off. Yeah, take a look at the screener. Screen for screen. And then look at the ball handler. No, look at Shake Milton. He's going to go around. He's going to go around right here. And then quickly he's going to end up following him. And then everyone at the end of it's going to end up following Connolly, including Hartenstein, which is going to leave Gobert going straight down the middle. But we're going to go over this real slow. Look at the screen. Second screen coming right here. Nas Reed. Guys are not communicating. Like, they ran 3 actions right here. Guys are not communicating. Look at Shake Milton going around quickly, and DiVincenzo, they're gonna kind of wonder where he went. Look at that. It's like complete confusion right here. See, once again, he's going around, and it's gonna leave Gobert right here just to go down the middle. But look at Connolly. Connolly stayed patient, weighing his options to see. Look how many guys. Look at Gobert being a screener for Shake. Quickly, probably just looking. He knows Shake is possibly could be open. And this pick right here kind of throws off Hartenstein, as he's probably, kind of have Shake Milton in the back of his mind. Let's see how it plays out here. We see that initial stutter step breakdown. Okay. Quickly, he's kind of lined up where Shake Milton is at. But who's left open? Like, yeah, this play, they almost didn't get that off. But this bench unit, the ball was moving. They got 15 assists. They got more assists than the Knicks starting unit. 15-10. And they outscored the Knicks bench unit 40-30. Now, remember how I said earlier that this team was almost a spitting mirror image of the Knicks. As far as them having length, playing great defense, they got the 6'9" Anderson on Brunson right here. And then Alexander right here, man. Look at him on this closeout. Just look at him on this closeout. Wow. Like, this is crazy that they didn't even have Jalen Daniels, and the Knicks just arms everywhere. Guys are in the way. I mean, you got Nas Reed right here. Usually their lineup is killer when they have Nas Reed, Jalen McDaniels. They have Anderson. I mean, this is just a bench unit itself, and this is where we should really be trying to attack the hoop, because Gobert ain't out there. But these guys are wreaking havoc right here. And the Knicks even settle for a 3-point shot once again. But without the big man there, we should be attacking the hoop. We should definitely be attacking the hoop. So Ant-Man relatively had a quiet first half, but in this third quarter alone, he just killed it. I knew something was up once I saw him doing these Jordan type moves, which this season he's just coming out of nowhere, man, with this. It's just something about playing in those Olympics. I tell you, boy, they have guys ready for the season for real. Now up top right here, we're going to see Anthony Edwards come off this flare screen. And this is why Quentin Grimes, his good defense can only hold up so much, because when guys like this get going, you got to score some points, man. Just going 0 for 6 is just not enough. Yeah, but Edwards he's definitely on one right here. Edwards right here, he finishes through contact. Little stutter step. Man, look at the elevation. And he finishes through the contact. He is strong as hell. Definitely, Edwards is elevating himself this year, boy. I'm going to need some of that Olympics magic to sprinkle on into RJ. And also some of the other guys, like Brunson. Edwards right here showing the evolution of his passing. Like I said, he was on one in this third quarter. Just drawing that defense, making things happen, man. Edwards. That boy was on some shit. Look at that. This is all in the third quarter, y'all. All in the third quarter. So Rudy Gobert all game has been changing the kind of looks that the Knicks players have been getting down low. Look at Randle right here. Once he spots Gobert is really a deterrent. Completely. He does this to a lot of teams. Completely changes the shot selection, especially when guys get close. See, he changes the shot. So pretty much this right here, the last play of the third quarter pretty much summed up this game. Where if you look at Alexander right here, the T-Wolves have plenty of wing players who know how to move with these screens. They know when to go under, when to go over. Look at Alexander. He goes right under. Nothing. He's constantly moving. He's constantly fighting through the screen. And in a game where the Knicks 3-point shot is not falling, the Knicks shot about like 25% from 3. So without the shot falling, no ball movement, the Knicks from the starting unit to the bench unit got pretty much outclassed just alone by the T-Wolves bench unit. And going up against these teams, thank God in a way Jalen McDaniels didn't play, because you would have had Alexander Walker and McDaniels, and at the same time Naz Reid along with Rudy Gobert in the middle. That's a deadly defensive lineup. And these guys can shoot threes. So it would have been a tougher matchup, but the Knicks just overall with our 6'4" guards in particular, along with RJ, you know, the Knicks don't really have him guard other shooting guards, particularly guys who can score. I guess they're trying to conserve his energy. But when you have just a combination of those things, man, guys are not moving the ball. Us just going up against these bigger wing teams, man, it's just all season long, it's been an issue. And you could look at it from the Celtics matchup to this matchup. And low-key, it even kind of played out that way in the Pelicans matchup when we made that trip down to New Orleans after that Atlanta game. I don't know if it was because of the back-to-back, but this game right here was the last game of our 5-game road trip. I don't know if guys were tired. It's still early. Tibbs is still figuring out these lineups, but when we go against these teams with these large 3-and-D wing guys who can shoot threes, they got long arms, they get in the way. We can't have so many turnovers, and we have to have another game plan if the 3-point shot isn't falling. But once again, I know it's still early, but this T-Wolves matchup, the Knicks should have played them as if they were playing the Celtics, because just the makeup of this team and low-key how expensive it is, this team is going to be definitely one of the top contending teams. But just having their bench unit get 15 assists and our starters only get 10, when we have everyone healthy for the first time and they're pretty much playing with 2 centers, this is not a good sign. But I expect the Knicks to come out slinging the next time they play the T-Wolves, because we definitely got to ass bust in this game. So at the end of November, this is pretty much the first round of games that this roster really has been tested. Ever since getting Quentin Grimes back for the Minnesota Timberwolves game, that was the first time we had a full roster healthy. You know, things kind of been up and down going up against the Heat, Suns, and now in the play-in knockout round against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks have shown that from quarter to quarter, there is sometimes a lot of inconsistency. And when you have a lot of disappearing acts from certain key players, guys like RJ Barrett, who've pretty much began to cool off from his hot start, and most importantly, Quentin Grimes, his minutes throughout November have seen a dip leading into December. And the minutes that he's lost is not like someone else has made up for him. Guys like Dante DiVincenzo really haven't made that push to sort of claim those minutes. It's almost like it's been sprinkled subtly to guys like him, maybe quickly. But to have Grimes out there getting multiple games with 0 points, it's not going to work in a scoring league no matter how good your defense is. But a good sign to see is that Julius Randle looks like he's getting back into form, especially after the Milwaukee game. I don't know if it was a postseason surgery, but he looks like he's back at it. And the Knicks' lack of size, particularly going up against the T-Wolves and the Milwaukee Bucks, it really tends to show. We got $18 million sitting in our bench, aka Evan Fournier, and we do have a need for a small forward, like a real small forward, because at times, especially against the good teams, it creates way too many mismatch issues. But one thing for certain that stands out in all these statement games is the importance of Mitchell Robinson. When he's not getting those offensive boards, when he's not able to be that dominant presence in the paint defensively, it almost causes a domino effect on this team. As we've seen, the more veteran, polished teams like the Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, and Milwaukee Bucks sort of found a way to neutralize his presence, as those were the games that the Knicks were not able to get second chance points, particularly from the offensive rebounding from Mitchell Robinson, which is key to our offense. But it's definitely still early, and the first gauntlet that we went through, things will look a little bit rocky, but it's not the end of the road though. It's not the end of the road, but the month of December is going to be crazy. Not only we're meeting up with the Bucks 2 more times, but we're also going to be on a West Coast trip and play against teams like the Lakers and Clippers and the Phoenix Suns one more time. But it's the end of the month of December. That sort of kills me, because low-key, that matchup against OKC is going to be very difficult, because that team presents a lot of matchup issues. And also, we're going to go and play against the red-hot Orlando Magic and Indiana Pacers, up-and-coming teams that have pretty much nothing to lose. So night in, night out, most teams, they got to be on the A game going up against these guys. But after a tough November with a bunch of back-to-backs, the Knicks' early season calendar continues to produce a tough schedule. But I particularly had these games circled in my calendar as the first measurement of where the Knicks could possibly be at. But I base this off of what teams are currently doing, as the Minnesota Timberwolves are currently sitting at the top of the West. The Miami Heat, a well-coached group that performs consistent from quarter to quarter, and they always know how to take away our strengths and kind of force us to the things that we don't like to do. So it's always a chess match going up against that team. And the Phoenix Suns, even though injury riddled, they were on a 6-game winning streak before they came into Madison Square Garden, and their role players were definitely clicking offensively and defensively. And of course, the Milwaukee Bucks, who are second place in the Eastern Conference. So this was a good, I would say, first trial to see where the Knicks are at. But I expect when player eligibility opens up December 15th to be traded, I expect the Knicks to be active, particularly at the number 3 position, and they possibly need another shooter. But we'll see. Until next time, you fellas, stay safe. Peace.